Hi, welcome to Hard90’s podcast. My name is Tom Zagla, and I'm here with guest today, Mitch Mulville. Mitch, thanks for joining the show.
Glad to be here.
It's pretty cold outside. We're at Waters Field, and it's in Vienna, Virginia. Mitch was actually one of my teammates back in travel ball. He was at first with Fairfax Bulldogs.
That's right.
And then we transitioned to Diamond Elite, and it was coached by Coach Haith, Jeff Haith, Keith Newcomb, Coach Gerard, and then my dad.
Roy baby.
That was a long time ago.
That was, dude. That was fun times, though.
Yeah.
Some of the best times of my life on that team, man.
We would always mess around in the hotels. We played manhunt.
That's right.
Remember the North Carolina trip?
That's right. Yep. It rained the whole week.
Yeah. We
canceled the whole tournament.
Mm-hmm.
That was fun, though.
And then you were the guy. We were in the hotel room, and then someone bought these cap guns or something.
That's right.
And then you would play this Western music.
It was that's right. The Mexican standoff music.
Yeah.
Two guys draw their gun.
Mm-hmm.
And then we did some Russian roulette. Remember that?
Not really.
Some Russian roulette. That was, it was like a little pellet gun. I remember that.
Yeah.
Like rubber bullets or something. Kyle and Travis.
You would make the noise. You would say yeah. Travel ball is a fun time to reminisce about. It's just it was a lot of work traveling to and from places, but
that was brutal. The traveling was brutal. Unless you were in a car with some of the guys, it was brutal. So I remember we had those weekend games at the Virginia Sports Complex, It's too close to get a hotel, but just far enough that you got to wake up the crack of dawn. That was a good field though, that place.
I remember we went to this tournament. I'm not sure where, but your mom's big into going to flea markets.
That's right. Oh my gosh, I forgot about that.
And so you said
every time we passed them, we'd stop and we'd hit a flea market or thrift store. We'd hit them hard.
How long for each store?
She'd be like, "Oh, we're gonna be really quick, in and out." Next thing you know, it's an hour in there, and you're like, "Shit, man."
What about the tournament and stuff?
Mom, the game started. I'm supposed to be playing. Yeah, we did a lot of those. Mm-hmm. I think the longest one we ever did was down to Georgia, though, to Perfect Game. You remember that?
I wasn't there with you because you were already
That's right. That was the RBA team.
Yeah. That
was a long drive, though. Georgia's a long drive.
Yeah, it's 9 hours.
No, the team that the Bulldogs is the first travel team I ever joined.
It was? That was also the first travel team I ever joined. I just joined it when I was 9 or 10. Something like that. 15. Yeah.
It was freshman year.
It was freshman year.
That's right. David Park was on the team too. David told me about it. He's like, "Hey, dude, you should join this team." I was like, "What?" I was like, "You're on a team, man?" He's like, "Yeah, the Bulldogs."
Yeah.
What is going on, man? So I checked him out.
I remember you wore a lacrosse shirt.
Did I?
Yeah.
Damn, you got good memory.
I have memory. I have good memory with stuff that doesn't really matter. I can memorize
Remember what color my eyes were that day? Remember that?
They were red. They're bloodshot, dude. No.
Check it down to Mary J's before the practice. Check them down.
So, Mitch and I played with one another. I was in 8th grade. He was in 9th grade for the teams. I played a year up, but it didn't really matter. It was just for fun. It was for the boys.
That good, man.
You were third baseman. I was second baseman. So when we were out on the infield, that's what.
Or turn two.
Turn two.
Turn two.
That's what you would usually do. When I'm out on the field, I do that too sometimes. I got this from you. I'll be like, turn two, because you do it real quick and close to your head.
Turn two. I think John Alderman started that. Turn two. John's out in center.
You would say
"Hey, John, turn two. Turn two, John." We still say that.
Really? Even?
Turn two. I'll get a random text from him. Look at my phone. John Alderman. "Hey, man, turn two. Turn two."
You would always wear your sunglasses to the back of your head.
That's right. I got a bunch of crap for that at Madison.
I thought you said because at Madison you're not allowed to cover the logo, so you had to put it at the back of the hat.
That's what I heard, and then I did a varsity practice when I was on JV.
Yeah.
and Coach Greenwood was like, I really don't like how that kid's wearing sunglasses. I was like, all right, man, like the sun's behind me. What do you want me to do?
Yeah.
I don't know. We were doing a scrimmage or something like that. It wasn't a big deal, but.
Okay.
And then we whooped up on you guys.
Against Fairfax.
You guys would come to town.
Well, Madison had like a perfect record for like, was it 15?
That's right. We were
15, 20?
No. We were 16 and no. It was like 64 now or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, 64. It was something like that. And then the year after that, they lost for the first time. I was like, man, I'm so glad I wasn't on that team.
Because you transferred to South Lakes.
That's
So
right.
you
Yeah, I'm
transferred to
halfway
South
through
Lakes.
my junior year.
Ah,
That's right.
I didn't know it was halfway. I thought you just
It was
started
like-
the year.
It was like Christmas break. Because I remember it being freezing.
Yeah.
It's freezing cold when I got there.
Okay.
I knew like no one. I think Jack Dooley was there. The guy
Yeah.
that played second base for the Madison team when we were on JV, and then he transferred to South Lakes, and then then I went, and then Avery Neves came also.
They all transferred?
Yeah, we had like 3 guys transfer from Madison.
What the?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Well, a bunch of the guys from Madison were supposed to go to South Lakes, but you can kind of like pupil place and
Yeah.
that stuff. But
I had no clue that more people transferred.
yeah, man, we had like 3 guys come there. And I was like, dang. I mean, we never got as like, we weren't like 13 D1 commits or anything like that, but
Yeah.
we had some guys commit. We had some pretty good guys playing commit and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, because Madison's pretty good. South Lakes is good too.
They're pretty good.
South Lakes is good.
They had a bad reputation though. They were always like, oh, South Lake sucks. Like, South Lake sucks.
But then they would pull out the dubs at the end of it.
I think we got better. Yeah, we definitely got better. We got a new coach, Coach Spencer, Morgan Spencer. He
Yeah.
kind of turned it around some. And then we got some like talent started coming through. They were getting pretty good. Yeah, we actually gave you guys a run for your money a couple times. You guys and I think McLean were like our hardest.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what's up. I think with Fairfax, you weren't on Madison at the time. But whenever we would play against Madison, it would be a walk-off.
It was close. I always
It was
remember
close
it being close
every
between
single
you guys.
time.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
We always used to talk about you guys on the JV team. Be like, shit, we gotta play Fairfax, man. Fairfax. I'm like, glad I'm not on the varsity right now, you know, because Pudge would get mad. You guys lose, and it just.
Yeah, we would give it to you. We hit a walk-off.
That's
They
right.
hit a walk-off.
Close games, dude. Good games. Good games to watch.
Those are the best games. Honestly, I don't really care too much about the record. Like, thinking about it now.
But right, yeah. Now you don't really care. I remember
But
I
back
just wanted to win, man. Just winning.
Just
Hated
winning.
losing. Hated it.
You're thinking about the now. Like Russell Wilson, I watched a TED Talk about him. It was a short TED Talk. It's like the best players think about the now. They don't care about like for example, like a free throw
Right.
shooter. They don't care if they miss it. Okay,
Next one.
next one.
Flush it.
That's
right.
So it's just like continuous process of all right, flush it. I'm gonna go on.
Next one. You can't do anything about it. That's right. Very true.
I watch you watch Moneyball.
Of course.
Movie.
Of course.
Okay.
Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt, Jonah Hill.
Jonah Hill, that's right. It's like the one movie he doesn't cuss, I think. The one movie he doesn't cuss.
So, Moneyball is a movie about the Oakland A's organization, early 2000s. They kept on losing, but then Brad Pitt, who plays Billy Beane, who's a general manager, he hires someone, a kid, but not really a kid, I don't know.
He's like an analyst or something.
Yeah, he was an analyst or something.
Analysis.
And then he pumps in numbers, and he checks them, and he's like, okay, we need to play this way by the stats.
Right.
And
He's
so
like,
he hires him, and that's how it goes. So there's a line in the movie that Brad Pitt says to Jonah Hill, who plays that kid, or that guy, and he says, Yale, economics, baseball. You're funny, Pete. And so those are all different things. Yale, economics, baseball. It's just like across the spectrum. It's not
right.
really close to one another. And so you and I, when we were young, we were just always baseball, baseball, baseball. But now that we're older and we have to like start thinking about our careers and such, it has to be, it won't always be that one path.
Right. Yeah, you're right. You're definitely right. Well, for what, 18 years of your life, you're baseball. You know?
Yeah.
Now we're just getting into like the career, school, family.
Yeah.
You know, like whatever you got going on. You know, you gotta switch the mindset now. I mean, you still carry along everything you learn. You know.
Yeah.
Working out mentality or toughness mentality, all that stuff, but you can just apply it to your job, like studying for a test or whatever,
Yeah. Takes the discipline. That was a big one for me.
Discipline, yeah, definitely. It was you work out like the hardest you've ever worked out in high school. You know, it's like you're in the weight room like 4 times a week.
Yeah.
And the 5 days of school you're going to, and then you play your last game. That's it. Done, you know, and it's like, what do I do now? No one's yelling at me to work out. No one's telling me to do this. No one's, figure out what they do, what's going on.
Coach Newcomb's not yelling us.
That's right.
Anymore.
He's not throwing balls at you or take a knee and whipping you a new one for half an hour every practice.
I usually talk about Coach Keith Newcomb on this show. Sounds like he's a bad guy, but he's not.
He's
one of the best.
He's one of the best guys
that we've met as a coach and as a person, because it's do this, do that, but it's for a purpose.
Cares.
Yeah,
he cares,
he
and he'll rip you new one. But if anything were to ever happen to you, he would be there. He'd be the kind of guy that's got your back, stick it to you, let you know what's going on. I remember I didn't make the team my freshman year. Joined that team, came back, and I was a starter.
Yeah.
In Madison with that, the JV team. I was like, gotta change the game, you know. He gets you thinking, hones your skills.
Yeah.
And that's it, man.
You wear the eye black, dude.
Oh yeah, you gotta get more paint. More paint in the wrist tape. I always used to when you dive back, I'd destroy my wrists. I just wrap them really tight. really tight.
It looks cool too.
Style points. It's all about the style points.
Eye black. It has to bleed. I did it one game in college. It was just like straight. I was like, oh man.
That's a bad look.
And that was my first game back after spraining my ankle. But I was like, man, I gotta do the Bryce Harper.
Couldn't be me, man. It couldn't be me.
I remember we got new Diamond Elite hats, and they were kind of like fitted trucker hats.
That's right. We were all like, oh, this is so nice, because we had the snapback for the Bulldogs. You remember that?
Oh, like the Velcro?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Little snapback, little Velcro. And you kind of just bent that thing into like a duck bill.
Yeah.
And that was it. And then we got those, the fitted hats. That was an upgrade.
We got the fitted hats, but then don't you remember like the new kind of like fitted truckers that we got? It was white in the back and then blue in the front.
In the front, that's right.
And then you hated those, so when you tried it on, you're like, it's a no-go, it's a no-go.
No, the white was probably her best look. I don't think, that was not a good. I think the white and blue was not the move.
Yeah.
They should not have. I don't know what they were doing with that, but someone else was making a call on that.
Yeah.
Definitely was not us.
So, you heard about Dwayne Haskins?
They cut him yesterday, dude. Yeah, he sucked, man.
I hope that the Redskins will at least make it a fun game to watch. Oh, sorry, not Redskins. Washington football team.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
keep on forgetting. Because Jalen Hurts is now starting for the Eagles.
The Eagles, that's right, man.
That guy's doing awesome. It's good for him.
I always have this, man.
What?
First rounder.
First round?
Yeah, last
really?
night. Yeah, I think RG3 was the first rounder. He got to the playoffs though, and then my knee snapped like a twig, but Haskins was horrible from the start.
But we got Chase Young though. He's good.
Yeah, but they always say like defense wins championships or wins games or whatever, and it's like
but that's not.
That's
you
not
at
really
least
how
have
it
to
works.
push it. Also,
you gotta score some points to win games. You can play a perfect game of baseball, 9 innings of it, and come out and you still lose. No errors, perfect pitching. I mean, unless you throw like a no-no or like a complete shutout or something like that, you're perfect game kind of thing. Then you win. But rarely does that ever happen.
Yeah, because that's why it's like usually those close games with the walk-offs or something. Like it's 1-1.
That's right. Yeah.
And then
you gotta have offense in the game. You can't offense and defense. It's nice to have defense, really is. But offense, you gotta.
You took pride in your defense. You were singing it across the field from third to first.
Yeah, I did all right, I guess. I mean, we were all pretty good, dude. We got the infield on lock.
Yeah.
You, Chris, me, and Steven. It was like
Vito too.
Great Wall of China over there, you know?
Nothing's going through.
That's right, man. That was a time, man.
Yeah, that was a time. I'll bring it back to the South Lakes game. Your senior year, my junior year. Fairfax versus South Lakes at South Lakes. Was it first round of playoffs or second round of playoffs? I don't remember. But I remember.
It was an elimination game, right?
It was an elimination game.
I think every time I played it was elimination. It was always Fairfax. I'm like, damn.
So you got walked. Actually, no. During that at-bat, I was thinking in my head, because I don't know if it was extra innings or if it ended with the bottom of the seventh.
Are you talking about when you were sitting on third?
When I was sitting on third?
Yeah. I think Vito was up. He hit like a slow roller to me.
It was the walk-off walk.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
yeah, I was sitting on third.
Okay. So I'll bring it back to your at-bat because it was like later in the innings. And I was just thinking in my head, like I was playing it back. I was thinking, oh man, this is gonna be Mitch's at-bat. Or oh man, this is gonna be like, this is gonna be it. Like this is gonna suck for him to go. I mean, I was like playing in my head, like, oh, this is gonna suck for our pitcher, like if he walks him or if like someone scores a walk-off or something.
Yeah,
it was just like a replay of, oh man, this is how like our high school baseball career is gonna
That's
end.
right. I remember it being, like it's either like my season's gonna be over or like my friend's season's gonna be over now, and it's like bittersweet kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I remember, I mean, that was late in the season. It was cold. It was starting to get colder at night. Yeah, I remember being tired, very tired, just because like every day you're still out there playing baseball, and it's like, oh, I never took it for granted, but man, you were tired. You school, lifting, baseball. And it was like that. It was like those were the times though, man. Like I remember people were like, man, I'm tired. Like I'm really tired. Like, dude, like we gotta keep going. I don't want my season to end. You don't work out. You don't work out all year. You don't train hard with the school every day for 6 months to, I'm tired, man, let's quit. Like that was.
Because it's always fun to look back on it, or look back at it, and it's just like, wow, we did that. Wow, we won, or we kept on pushing, and this is what happened. Now we can say, okay, yeah, we're tired, or we were tired back then.
Right.
But you can't
say that.
Yeah, not in the moment. I remember one day after tryouts, my sophomore year, I felt like really tired. I slept in my room, and then I was dreaming, and I was like, who's screaming right now? My parents were in my room. They're like, are you okay? I was like, why? What the heck? They said I was screaming. I guess because I was like yelling in my sleep. I guess because I was so tired. I don't know what happened to my body, but it was just like a switch. It was like, what the heck just happened?
People don't think like baseball is that taxing, but
yeah.
It can be brutal. I mean, there's some games where I was like, man, I didn't really do much that game. I had 1 or 2 balls hit to me, and that was about it. But then there's other games where it was like you're fully in the game almost every play, But yeah, I'm gonna ice my arm every day, doing that. You remember that electromagnetic like pulse thing?
Yeah. Still have that.
That thing is brutal. That thing is, I hated that. And then you wrap the ice pack around you, you're just like, your arm's like, I'm like,
yeah.
Thing was gnarly, but worked.
I remember, like Bruce Lee did that. Put it on his chest. Well, it's not really supposed to be on your chest. It might not mess up your heartbeat or something.
Probably died.
But he said, yeah, I'm doing like 60 push-ups in 1 minute. It's similar to like 6 push-ups in 1 minute.
It's like cheating. I think that's cheating, man.
Yeah, it feels good. Different recovery and stuff.
It is, yeah. It gets the blood flowing in there. Yeah, man, I always remember the arm sleeve. Keep the swelling down. Keep the arm sleeve off, ice it, and just repeat every day.
And you would usually get like a a tan line.
That's right, the
from
tan
that.
lines from
From
Moneyball.
that, like the Evo Shield.
The guards.
Yeah, the
wrist
guards too. Yeah.
I remember, we were, I don't know if you were on the team actually, darn it. We were, John and I talk about this all the time. We were at Tech, and there's like a joke we had there, but that's a different story. We were, one of our catchers, he plays at ODU right now, but the guy was stealing third, and the guy gets up and just puts this thing on a line and like one hops, like right in front of me.
Yeah.
And so I'm standing on the bag and I drop my hand down like this thing. Jumps up and just drills me in the wrist. And I like almost just sat down and cried. It was so painful. I was like, oh man, like I went out and bought Evo Shields.
Oh.
The next day. It's like, could not.
Yeah, it skips differently on turf.
Oh yeah, things moving. But I think I still like grass better than turf.
Really?
Yeah, just because the grass slows it down just a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, and especially because the fields around here, pretty nice. You know.
They are pretty nice.
I remember South Lakes redid their infield, and I was like, thank God they did that, because before it was like tumbleweeds, and I was like, oof, could not pay me to take a ground ball in there. And then, well, we grew up practicing at Fairfax. I knew that field like the back of our hands. And then Madison had a really nice infield too, so it was like you basically played on like an MLB like infield. It was really nice. Everyone's out there like watering it and combing it and making sure it's nice. But, no, those hops were like smooth as butter. I don't think I ever took one like off the face or anything. Never had to worry about that. But
yeah, one of my at my old school, my coach was talking, and he was talking about renovating the field. Because when he played at the school, because he was an alumni, he had to wear a mouth guard.
Yeah, man.
Because the balls would be hopping like crazy.
Even through the ground, yeah. Everyone's telling you to keep your glove down. All you want to do is like look away,
Yeah, it's a weird. It's weird how it works, because like the ball will hop, but the only thing that can protect you is the glove. Yet you move your head away.
Right.
It's most
you don't want to. Well, some of those, man. I remember my coach at South Lakes, Coach Cochran. He would freaking put some torque on that bat, the fungos.
Yeah.
And man, he would smoke some of those balls at us. You ask anyone that played infield at South Lakes, they'd be like, Coach Cochran.
Yeah.
He had some of the worst ground balls. Those things were moving. Absolute missiles.
Especially you at third.
I know, man. There was no. He did not hit him any softer. Everything was just full on fungo on. And it felt like 60 feet, even though you're 90 feet, but it felt like it was near 60 feet.
Did he even do that with the infield in?
Oh yeah, especially with
too?
the infield in, man.
This is how it's gonna be, guys.
Make sure nothing's getting through with the infield in, man. Something gets by you, everyone makes sure you know.
Yeah.
Oh man, what was that? Come on. You're just like, man, that thing was moving 100 miles an hour. But that did actually, it made games a little bit easier, because rarely ever did anyone square one up, and I was like too hot to handle for me.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some I had errors, but I don't think much got by. Besides a couple guys from Madison, it was pretty.
Madison. Because like you're practicing harder than it will be in the game.
Right.
It'll just be easier.
Yeah. Slow rollers were like, oh, so much fun. Practices were brutal though.
That's good to hear. When it's just like it hurts in the moment, and then in the game, it's easy.
Yeah, games were fun. I mean, competitive, but they were fun. You mess up as many times as you want to practice games, you better be perfect. You only get 14. 14 games. That's all you get.
14 games a high school season.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's pretty short.
I know, man. You play 14 games every season. And I missed one season of that, so I only played 3 seasons.
Yeah. You made the most out of it.
Yeah, well, yeah, for sure. But I still would have loved to have 4. 4 is like feels short, Like you work so hard all year, and then you get 14 games. 14 guaranteed. You get playoffs if you're.
If you can go on, you get playoffs, which is what usually happens.
Yeah, I think we got like 16 or 17 games, 2 seasons of this South Lakes. But we ended up, we'd play like Battlefield.
I remember.
Jake Agnes.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's throwing like 95 miles an hour. I think I got a walk on him my first at bat,
Yeah.
and I struck out like 2 times. Because the first couple innings, he was only pumping like 87, 88.
Yeah.
And then like the last inning, it was like he was a totally different pitcher. Guy was 92, 93. And I was like, yeah, like we'll be swinging as soon as the ball comes out of his hand, kind of thing. It was just.
I remember you were saying you.
Thanks for listening to the Hard90’s podcast. You can find us on Twitter at Hard90’s podcast with no apostrophe, and on Instagram. Thanks for listening, and always run to the bag.